There is nothing that bruises a man's ego more than the thought of having another man compete with them as far as the attention of their wife or their woman is concerned. It is your place as a mother to be protective. It is your place as a mother to do all of the checks and balances to be sure that your child is in the right hands. So even the legal authorities understand the place of tradition as far as marriage is concerned. The number of exes that you have is only a reflection of how unstable your union could be. So this, in this case, is a man in need of a potential wife, and that's how we put it, right? When you see people who want to settle down, it is very telling with the kind of profile they put up. So this brother is intentional. He wants to settle down. So size, medium, thick. He says medium to thick, meaning that this guy, he wants some flesh. I love it. Man, I'm loving this brother.
Hello, Delhi, where every situation, no matter how unique, is met with understanding and a path forward.
Hello, my lovely people. Hello, Delicious. You are welcome to the maiden episode of Season 1 of Hello Delhi, the show where your anonymous cases will meet timeless counseling from your intentional counselor, Delhi Singer. Be rest assured that your privacy is our priority and of utmost importance to us because we are big on confidentiality. We hope you find the healing, the comfort, and answers that you seek.
Hello, 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 audience, Delhi. Hello, hello, tune in now, no delay, no delay, no delay. Hello, Delhi.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just about time for us to delve into our first exceptional case. Today promises to be exceptional. And as usual, I am going to give the best of my ability, the counseling that I think would meet your expectations. So please, just about time for you to grab your coffee or tea because it's about to get hot. So this is the juice. First exceptional case. Good evening, Mommy Delhi. Thank you for this wonderful platform you've given to us. It's a blessing to the community, and we keep thanking God for the wisdom He's given you. Mommy, please hide my ID and give your wisdom on my own case. Okay? I had a baby 8 years ago with my first love and boyfriend. We were both in secondary school and naive. He was broke and could not sponsor himself and the baby, so he ran away. But he came back after 5 years with his uncle to claim the child. My parents sent him away after all the begging, and so he left again. He pleaded with them, pleaded with my parents to forgive him and give him time to catch up, but they said no. We lost communication, and my family kept sponsoring me in school and taking care of my baby. My child bears my father's name, and my father calls her his last born. The problem is, I got married to a very kind man last year who willingly agreed to take responsibility over my child. He has been the one paying her fees and doing all as a father. He loves her like his own, and I'm currently pregnant. All was going on fine till my ex showed up last month, insisting that he must take his child or start taking care of her, and that he is willing to refund my parents all they ever spent. Interesting. He is so angry he is willing to take it to court. He claims my parents sent him away, and now another man is taking care of his child without his approval. Mommy, the truth is that my parents treated him poorly because they were angry. I've proposed that he comes weekends and sees his child so he can send whatever contribution he has to the child. I'm willing to co-parent with him, and since he is not yet married, he needs the love of his child. My husband got angry and refused, saying, if that's what I want, I'll have to choose between co-parenting and our marriage. He said as long as he is married to me, that child is his. And that's what my parents told him during our traditional wedding. Mommy, I feel stressed and it's affecting my pregnancy, and I'm almost due. My ex is bent on not giving up, and my family too is not helping matters. What can I do? Please advise me.
Sunrise paint the sky, a brand new day begin. Hear the rhythm call and let the joyful journey in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment of truth. Hopefully my counseling will do justice to this case, and hopefully again, those of you listening with similar cases as such would find the answers to your many questions. I want to salute the vulnerability of our contributor and the contributors who come out to seek counseling before they get to the end of themselves. Why? Because this is proof that they are strong. It is not a show of shame, it is rather proof of strength. And so thank you for trusting this platform. Intriguing case indeed, and I must admit that it is quite an interesting one. So we have an anonymous contributor, we have an angry ex dubbed baby daddy as well, we have the family that is angry, we have the loving husband who is equally dissatisfied and frustrated with the circumstances, and of course we have a baby and another on the way at the center of all of this. Now, I'm only going to counsel based on the words that have been given to me. Now, because the other parties are not here to defend themselves, so we'll go with the flow and trust that the contributor's side of the story is genuine. Okay, so let's analyze every part of this story and the different characters and the reason why they are acting up. Of course, because most likely you do not understand why every party of the story is acting up, and you're hell-bent on defending your ex and giving him another chance. Let's start off with your parents. In your own words, and to your ex's defense, you mentioned that your parents were a bit too hard. No, they're too hard on him. Now, I would understand if you had said this when you were very naive, like you said, while you were in secondary school. It's strange enough that you are a parent, have had a parent and one on the way, and you still do not understand the frustration. This is not only frustrating for your parents, but it sounds really disrespectful. Now, for me to break it further, so you get to understand the implication of what this is. You think about it, you are a mom, and I can only imagine how much protection you have over this baby that we're talking about. I can only imagine how much you would go to the end of the earth to make her become the best version of herself. I can only imagine the sacrifices. I can only imagine if every other person would leave, you would be there. Now you think about it. You send her to school at her very prime and vulnerable state. It is taken off. She's disvirgined. She gets pregnant. She stops her education. And the person she should be looking up to the most goes away. Looking up to the most emotionally, financially, physically is absent. Now, you did mention that he ran away. So it means that he did not come and then your parents sent him away. No, he ran away, meaning the height of irresponsibility. Now, you as a mother, you pick up from there. You cover your daughter's shame, and then you say, you know what, I'm here for you. You pamper her, and you say you can start all over again. Give her all the support. You take all the bullets that will come, the gossip that these people will throw at you. You know how it is, the shame that comes upon your family, given your daughter has had a child out of wedlock, and all of these things. And then suddenly, after these many years that you've tried to empower your child again, this same guy comes back and very unapologetic, yet and still feeling so entitled over this child you've so labored for. My darling sister, I dare to ask you, won't you be frustrated? And just like I said, Having become a mother, I'm expecting that you would know better. And so your parents' anger, it is justified. To think that they did not throw him in prison because you did not mention that. They were angry. Why? Because he ran away and then he came back. And then, of course, it is expected that when he comes back, he is not just going to be given a red carpet reception. No, he is going to answer to these many questions. And just so we can trust him again with this child that he abandoned. What if he came back when he's still very much irresponsible? It is your place as a mother to be protective. It is your place as a mother to do all of the checks and balances to be sure that your child is in the right hands. But no, you don't seem to see that, do you? And this is where your parents' frustration gets even worse. And like I said, for you not to see this, it is not only disrespectful, but I hate to think that there's an ungrateful part that you are playing. Let's talk about your loving husband. In your own words, he is loving, he's been there, he's taking care of this child like he's no discrimination. He was the one who stood by you when this ex of yours ran away. He was the one who took over the responsibility of this ex and said, you know what, I'm going to be a father. He was the one who said, I'm going to take off the tag of a baby mama and then I put on the crown of a wife on you. He is the one. He's been there supportive. He has made you have a different name. All the insults and all of that was taken away because this good man, in your own words, as you describe, came to your rescue. But suddenly, you bruise his ego so bad in the way you even present a case to him. Now, one thing you should understand, there is nothing that bruises a man's ego more than the thought of having another man compete with them as far as the attention of their wife or their woman is concerned. You have not only bruised his ego, you have been so disrespectful in your approach because you did not say you had a tete-a-tete conversation. You went ahead behind him, had a conversation with your ex, and then you are telling your husband, who is meant to be the head and the leader, the person who has taken decisions over this child for as long as you can remember, you are telling him and imposing a co-parenting style out of his will. And sadly, you don't see why he has gotten to the level of you either choose between the marriage or the co-parenting. Do you understand his frustration? Do you understand why he is bitter? Do you understand why he is even willing to let go of this marriage? Do you even have an understanding of that? No, you don't. Let's talk about this ex-boyfriend of yours. I beg your pardon. He left you when you were very vulnerable. I can't counsel him because he's not here. So let me talk to you about him just to refresh your memory of what happened. At your most vulnerable moment, this quote-unquote love of your life actually left you. No communication, directly or indirectly, he was not there. Anything at that point could have happened to you. You wanted him to be by your side. He was not there. He abandoned the most priceless gift a woman can possibly give a man, his own baby. He left. Now, he did not come indirectly before 5 years to say, my family should come and help me out. Because I like to think he has family members. Of course, he has come again with family members. He did not send a franc, a dime. He went and he went. He didn't look back. He didn't even text you to say, please be strong for our child and I. No, he did not do that. He left. You lost communication and that was it. He came back with so much entitlement, with so much disrespect over the same people who have been there for you when he was not there. Can you begin to imagine what would have possibly happened? Think about the fact that this man you call husband, a loving husband, did not show up. How vulnerable you would have been further. Think about the fact that maybe your parents said, you know what, leave. I mean, we're talking Africa and you know the setup and you know how these things work. You think about the stigma that comes with the public or the society and the tag, continuous tag of a baby mama. You think about that. Not that we are trying to ostracize them or we're trying to, continuously fuel that. But again, it's the society in which we come from, and whether or not we'll admit to it, there's such a tag as far as baby mama is concerned. But no, he left you and he abandoned you, and some other person took upon his responsibility. I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about his child. The least you can do is remind him of that. And the least you can negotiate is to get him into talking with the man you call head of your home. That is to show you how much respect you have for the institution you call marriage, and to show you how much responsible a wife you are. But no, you go behind and you negotiate with him. And this does not only put him in a position where he thinks he has so much guts, because trust me, I think this guts and this energy he's trying to exude now, it is because he sees that you're not fighting. He sees that you are not putting boundaries. You're not setting a tone. He sees that he can still has access to you. And guess what? It is not just the disrespect over your husband or your family. I'm looking at how vulnerable you are still with this ex. And like I always say, you are one step close to adultery. And this is ticking. And that's what you do not understand. Because, hey, this is really the bigger issue. You're leaving an 80% of something that is beautiful, and you are looking at a possible 20% out there, which is only an illusion. I need to remind you that this guy, and like you clearly said, is not available. You are going to lose or destroy your home. You are going to miss out on this loving husband. You are going to destroy the life of your children. You are going to make them confused because they are under parenting from a man they've known all their life. Now you think about this setup of co-parenting. He has biological rights to that, but your husband has traditional rights over your child. And so I need you to understand that it is not on you. The decision is on your family, because clearly your parents are the rightful parents of your child. It is customary for our African tradition, when a woman begets a child out of wedlock, the parents own the child, meaning until a man pays your bride price can he claim ownership of your kids. So he's talking about a legal battle. I understand that. But you think about the fact that he did not marry you, he did not pay your bride price, and that has implications. So even the legal authorities understand the place of tradition as far as marriage is concerned. And so I'm sorry that he is fighting a lost battle. All he can do, possibly, get his family and send them ahead with a peace offering. People who can talk on his behalf. People who can solicit, people who can fix what he spoiled all these years. He mentioned something that I felt so disappointed about. He is willing to re-embark. That is very telling of the kind of person we're dealing with. He is not only very immature, but he is very ungrateful. I would expect a man after all these years to come back on his knees and say, you know what, I messed up. My hands are up. I want to appreciate this man for being there in my absence. I am sorry that I was not available. I can provide now, so please may I, regardless of the fact that biologically this is my child, I still acknowledge the fact that without you, this child would not have been what she is today. And send somebody that has the reputation that is befitting of the situation to plead on his behalf. But no, he wants to do brother fair. You know why? Because of the entitlement mentality and of course the backing from your end that you're giving to him. Let me remind him and any other person listening to me who is in that same situation that guess what? £1, $1, the value of £1, the value of 1,000, the value of £10 10 years ago is no longer the same as today. So I do not care how much money you have made. It will never be able to compensate for the lonely nights, the unavailability, the lack of parenting, the emotional distress, and all whatnot that your child has faced in all the years of your absence. Now, this is what I'll propose as solution, just so you can fix what it is you have put yourself into. When we come back after the break.
With MoneyFX, sending money home just got faster. Enjoy top exchange rates, low fees, and transfers that land in under 10 minutes. Whether it's school fees in Cameroon, hospital bills in Nigeria, or family support in Ghana, MoneyFX makes every transfer count. MoneyFX, fast money transfer when it matters most.
Okay, perhaps I've been a bit too hard on our sister. So let me attempt, a solution to all of this. And I hope that this would bring calm to the already very zigzag situation you found yourself into. I would advise you wait, give it some time, let your husband calm down a bit more. There's no how you would be able to communicate whatever it is at this point with him, because he already feels disrespected, dishonored, and frustrated. And so you would have to fix it. And how do you fix it? Give him some time to catch his breath. While you've done that, go with a peace offering. I always talk about peace offering because there's something that comes with gifts. I love gifts. So I don't know about you, but I think it works. And for the most part, and because you know your husband's love language, speak to him in that language that he would properly understand. Now, again, timing is a healer, it's a revealer. Timing is a restorer. So give him some time to catch his breath, like I said, and then you go with a peace offering. You are not going to justify yourself at this stage. You are going to apologize for what you have done and repent from it, meaning you are sorry for what you have done and you are not going to repeat it again. That would entail you stop communication with your ex, at least for now, pending when this issue with your husband and your home has been resolved, before you can open an amicable conversation with your husband, your family, and your ex, because these are the people who truly matter. You're not just talking or apologizing to your husband, you're equally doing that to your family. But because your husband is your head, he is the leader, he is the major one, the one who calls the major shots, he is the one who takes the majority of the decisions. Again, we are in Africa, so you understand the setup. So please, he has the final say. Go to him, tell him you are sorry, ask his opinion on what he wants as the way forward. Do not argue with him at that stage. Let him have his way. Whatever he comes up as a solution, or he brings on board as a solution, agree at least at that time. Get your family, apologize to them, repent from all the drama, and then get the two of them, your husband and your family, to talk about it. Because at the end of the day, there is a child that needs a stable environment. These people are the parties who are going to provide solution, not you. I don't care what it is you have in your head as your solution. As long as it is not in line with what your husband has, you would only have to choose between your marriage and that solution of yours. And because this marriage has to stay, because you'll be doing yourself such a disservice if you walk away from it, then you will have to heed to this counsel and follow your husband and your family's advice. And if there's anything you would have to tell your ex is, I'm no longer in communication with you, not because I don't want to talk to you or I don't think it's necessary, but I think I'm not the right person to be talking to at this point in time. So please, you have my parents' contact, you have my husband's number, you might as well call and have a tete-a-tete conversation on whatever my husband decides. I think I would go with him because he is my leader. I'm very much certain that your husband and your family will come up with a plan that would work out for every party involved in this situation. One final thing to you, my dear sister. Understand you are a mother, and we might as well talk about motherhood. Your children are watching, they're observing. There is an adage that goes, children do not just learn from what we tell them. They learn more from what they see us do. I want to let that sink, not just into you, but every other parent listening. our children will replicate the things we do. And for the most part, they would live our experiences. Sometimes we want to parent by telling them and keep telling them. But understand what they see us do, how they see us act. Before long, it will be a replay of our lives in our children. So when all of this is going on, I need you to reflect on the impact it has on your daughter, your children, your sons that you would have. Because yes, it is very impactful. I will not end this without, of course, giving one or two nuggets to my young stars. Because, of course, what we do is all about posterity and the people who listen to us who have similar issues. I like to think that these cases that are brought before us or before me are very telling and teaching on their own. And as you listen to the stories of others, it should be experiences that you learn. And you're not meant to replicate them, but to learn from them. When you listen to such cases, it should tell you that you should amass a lot of values and focus on purpose. There's a reason why we keep talking against these vices. That youngsters should focus on education, amass value, and understand that if you have to err, as the British people put it, err on the side of caution. These vices that we talk about, premarital sex, having kids out of wedlock, yes, we understand that life happens. And if it happens, you want to take responsibility and accountability and make it right. However, if it's up to you, please do the needful. Stay away from these vices and get a bright future for yourself, because there's a lot that you do not want to carry into marriage. The number of exes that you amass is the number of drama that you would have. The number of exes that you have is only a reflection of how unstable your union could be. And when you listen to such cases, you should not just listen and get entertained. You should be informed, you should be educated. You should learn, not just from these stories, but the experiences of others, just so that you do not repeat the errors of your predecessors. As young stars listening to us, you still have time in front of you. You still have the luxury of making the right decision. Yes, relationships will come. But again, when we talk about the vices, these different vices like premarital sex, when we talk about these vices like having children out of wedlock, because of, again, given our setup, we are meant to understand that children are meant to be had in the institution of marriage. And I'll quote this British proverb, which goes, if you must err on the side of caution, meaning that you should strive at doing the right thing. And if you make errors, then you know you set out to do the right things, and then you can easily fix that. Why? Because that's a principle. That's living life based on a principle. And let's look at this young star who got into an error, but then instead of taking accountability and facing his responsibility, he ran away. And just so I speak to the young guys, especially listening, that if you find yourself in this kind of situation, yes, the error has been hard. Yes, you're meant to have kids within the setup of marriage. But then again, life has happened. What do? You stand up and face your responsibility. You stand and hold the hand of this lady, and together, because you have brought a priceless joy into this world, and you have responsibility over that child, you are meant to be there, to be the father. Though you are young, as early as that, you're meant to start taking responsibility and then learning from that action. Otherwise, it is going to be a vicious circle of running away, of getting people pregnant, and then blaming every other person, but not seeing the fact that we missed out on the values that we're meant to be having. And I hope these little words of mine would help you. And hopefully, this is the last bus stop for the loads of you who listen to me, and you will not again make these same errors that we come here, to talk about. Oh well, that's the most I could do for you. Just about time for us to delve into the comment section. Let's have some interesting takes from the comment section on social media. I'll be right back. Okay, just about time for us to get into the comment section and see what the commenters are saying. Interesting take from some of our commenters here. We have first comment, Sharon Neighbor. Sharon Neighbor goes, your husband and parents are right. That's all I can say. He's using the word court to scare you. Don't ruin your marriage because of this. Remember, he ran away. There's no excuse in that. In the meantime, talk to a lawyer and be prepared for any eventuality. But don't ruin your marriage because of this. Don't confuse and destabilize your child either. Interesting take. I think she's kind of siding with some of the things I said. And yeah, I love that comment, Sharon Neba. Second comment is from Ebenezer Tower. Ebenezer Tower goes, let him go to court. He can only be granted access not as a guardian, as the child is a minor. What is affecting you is that you still love him. Ebenezer, that was a bit too hard. But there's some truth in what you said. Anyways, I said that at the beginning anyways, and given the words that she used. So let's go with that flow. Bellis Bear, our third commenter for the day. Please, for the sake of peace, forget about your ex and move on. Let him take the case to court. He doesn't need any love from the child. He's just in now because he knows you're now happily married. Sadly, this is true. Because again, like we said, some exes just want to see that you're happy and then they come and ruin it. Not necessarily because they are actually coming to show responsibility and take responsibility of the mess they caused. They just want to destabilize you and get you back to where you used to be. So you have to be careful. I'm really impressed with that comment, Belisa Bay. Next comment, we have Betty Angel Yesu. Fourth commenter is saying, some months ago I was told traditional marriage is recognized or it was a prank. Okay, let him take you to court. No one is above tradition. What your dad said was true and it's final. So stop disturbing yourself before you end up losing your marriage. I mean, these comments all have the same thought pattern, and I like to think that they are right. But again, if you want your comment to feature on our show, you know what to do. Get on our social media handle, Delhi Smart Jobs and Counseling Services, and you drop your comments. And if it's as interesting as this ones you heard me read, rest assured you would feature on our show. And thank you so much for the support, and keep the comments coming. Just about time for us to get into that special request segment where I know a lot of you want to get your partners match up and see if a relationship is going to come out from it. Yes, there is a special request, and yes, we will be reading it in a bit.
With MoneyFX, sending money home just got faster. Enjoy top exchange rates, low fees, and transfers that land in under 10 minutes. Whether it's school fees in Cameroon, hospital bills in Nigeria, or family support in Ghana, MoneyFX makes every transfer count. MoneyFX, fast money transfer when it matters most.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to the next segment of our show, which is the special request. And here we help our community find companionship and love. And hopefully this relationship will end into happily evers. So yes, we have a special request from one of you. And yeah, these are the details of our special request. So this, in this case, is a man in need of a potential wife, and that's how we put it, right? And so this is his profile as you see on the screen. So his profile, he's age 35, his size, he's medium size, his height, he has average height, complexion, he's dark in complexion. We love the dark in complexion, don't we? Occupation, financially stable. Of course, they don't put the occupation because, of course, it can give clue. Remember, this show is anonymous, so we just say financially stable. But of course, that's not his occupation. It just shows that he is working I mean, he's doing something to earn a living. So yeah, he's financially stable. Ladies, residence UAE. So he's in one of those Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Yeah. So yeah, where the oil money talks. Okay. So this guy is loaded. So he's from origin the Northwest region. He's not very specific anyway. So just so you know that he's from the Northwest region. His religious background, he's a Christian. His strong points, he says, is intentional, he's kind, he's loving, he knows how to treat a woman. Oops, I love that bit. I love men who are intentional like that. Okay, ladies, are we listening? So we have his relationship status is single. Of course, this is for singles, right? But he has to say that. Why? Because there's some people who are married and they still come for that. We don't tolerate that here. But I'm happy that he's intentionally saying that, just so you know. So that tomorrow he does not come and say, okay, I didn't mention if I was single or not. I just said I was looking for somebody. But hey, let's move on to the next very important bit. Okay? Medical status. Ready for any medical test. Now this guy is not like, okay, I'm not positive, I'm not negative, I'm not all of that. He's just telling you he's ready. Talk about being intentional. I'm loving this profile, man. I'm loving it. Okay? So yeah, he wants what he wants. Ladies, he is open. So what he wants, he says he wants a woman from the ages of 25 to 35. I love how he stretches it so that he can have varieties. At least he can choose from many. Okay? He has the right to do that anyways. So size, medium, thick. He says medium to thick. Meaning that this guy, he wants some flesh. I love it. Man, I'm loving this brother. And his height, the height he's looking for, he says any height. Interesting. Complexion, he says any. Origin, he says whether you're from the Northwest region of Cameroon, the Southwest region of Cameroon, he's very okay with that. He says residence, you should be based in the UAE of E. I understand proximity. You know this thing, long distance relationships, man. Who wants to do that? It is as stressful as it can get. So this brother knows what he's doing. When you see people who want to settle down, it is very telling with the kind of profile they put up. So this brother is intentional. He wants to settle down. Ladies, he says religious background, he wants a Christian as well. Of course, compatibility with religious affiliations, right? And level of education, minimum ordinary level. Meaning that, okay, if you have first school, advanced, common entrance, no, you're not qualified. But if you have ordinary levels and above, this brother is very, very, very considerate. Very considerate. He goes further to say, okay, baby mama of not more than one, with no baby daddy drama. Do I need to explain that we're just from having an exceptional case with so much drama coming up? Do you now see why this brother is intentional at not having that? But then because of the largesse of his heart, he says, if you would have a baby, maximum one. So if you have more than two, sadly, you've been disqualified. So yes, let no girl say, okay, because I'm baby mama, I've not been. No, you are part of it. So yay. We have strong points that this brother is looking for. Should be friendly. You should be a friendly person like Mommy Deli. Okay. You should be kind like Mommy Deli. You should have empathy like Mommy Deli. Know how to respect and treat a man like Mommy Deli. How about that? I beg, take Mommy Deli out of that, okay? So these are the qualities that this brother wants, okay? And if you know that you tick all of these boxes, please look at the number you see displayed on your screen. Get to us and let us connect you to this brother. Let's see if something would come out of it, and before long, the bells are ringing. Okay, you know what to do. This is that portal where you come with your cases, and of course, you can also find love and companionship. Until next time, I remain your host, Deli Singer. See you around.